Hello everybody, this is Caroline here. I am the course instructor for DPO Pro, the Ultimate Photo Organizing Masterclass, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick tour inside of the course hub so that you know what is waiting for you when you join. And this is basically the front end of the course curriculum. So when you log in, you'll see your dashboard and all of the courses that you have enrolled in. And when you click on a course, that will take you to the curriculum for that particular course. And this is obviously DPO Pro, and this is the VIP edition. So it is the ultimate version of the course that includes bonus coaching and all of the bonuses. And as you can see, it is broken up into sections. So in Module 1, we have the welcome, what's your why, defining your vision. That is where we talk about all of the goals, where we plan what we're going to do, and when we set our intentions. And that might sound a little bit fluffy, but believe me when I say that that is super, super valuable. It really keeps your motivation going throughout this course because it is a bit of a process. And then we move on to Digital Basics, which is where you learn all the stuff that you need to know before you can actually get to the organizing part. So, you know, the first time I launched this course, I made the mistake of assuming that a lot of people knew what I knew. And what I found out was that so many different people were on different levels. Some people knew things, other people knew other things, and there was just a very wide learning gap, I guess you could call it, in between the levels people were at. And so when we rewrote this course and restructured it 2-3 years ago, we decided to really update it with all the basics, like a foundational piece that everybody had to go through first, so that we could tell that everybody was ready to go through the actual organizing material. And so we talk about things like Mac versus PC. What's the difference? And you know, if you've been used to one platform your entire life, it's not always easy to know what the other side of that looks like, right? And so we talk a little bit about what's the similarities, what's the differences, what things do you need to consider, and what's right for you. We also go into file formats, right? So I want you to know what types of file formats you'll be encountering and really what the difference is between them, because why should you pick one over the other, you know, when you're scanning, for example, things like that. And I just wanted to give a brief outline of what file formats you're likely to encounter, and then also what to expect from that. We also talk about your digital photo hub, which is a huge part of photo organizing. We want to make sure we're consolidating our memories and have them in one place, and that's really the foundation for being able to do that. We also learn about metadata. What is it? How do you apply it? How does it work? And it's a bit of a buzzword, especially now with genealogy gaining so much popularity. We really need to know how that works before we start putting it into our photos, because when you do it wrong, then you know, it doesn't actually stick to the photo, and it can be really frustrating to have to do all that work over again. So we go over the right way and the wrong way to work with metadata. We also talk about digital dates. I wish that was a topic I didn't have to discuss. In fact, there's more than one date when you start organizing digital photos, and that can be very frustrating for a beginner. So we talk about what the differences are there and how we tackle that. We also go into how different programs work. You know, people always ask me, what's the best program on the market? You know, which one should I pick? And that is one of the things that I discuss in this lesson here. I want to make sure that people are clear about what options are out there, and that they feel confident in what they're choosing. So that is a very popular lesson. I know a lot of people have found that very useful. We also talk about backing up, because throughout the process of organizing your photos, you know, you're going to make mistakes. It's okay. It happens. But we need to be able to go back to the last point that we left off and restore anything that needs restoring. And also for the future, keeping your photos safely and securely backed up is very important. We need to know that we're actually going to have a photo archive for the future generation. You know, if you lose your photos, there's not much you can do about it. So that's definitely something that's important to understand. And also formatting. A lot of our clients tend to use external hard drives, and so that's a topic we touch on as well. So Module 2 is really digital basics. Some of you may know this stuff already, some of you may not, but it's really important for us to go over those things so that we make sure that everybody has a very strong foundation to move forward. And then when we get into Module 3, we talk about DPO Flow. This is how your photo system should work, what things to consider, how to pick the right program again, and how all of that works with your devices, and then implementing that solution so that we can get away from having too many photos scattered on too many different devices. So that is, again, a big foundation that is usually a stumbling block for a lot of people. In Module 4, we also get really into the fun part, I want to say. This is my favorite part. This is where the organization happens. Because remember, there's so much more to this process than just organizing the photos. There's also figuring out what devices you're using and corralling all of the photos and things like that. So I want everybody to understand that it's a process in a series, and you got to do the steps in the right order to have the success. Otherwise, you're going to be going back and doing redundant work. So when we get to Module 4, you are ready for the organization part. And we talk about importing photos correctly into your programs, whichever one you may be using. We talk about deduplicating your photo collection, which is, again, a big stumbling block for a lot of people. They say, well, I have so many duplicates. What do I do with them? We cover all of that in this course. We also talk about fixing incorrect dates. If your photos have dates on them that just makes no sense, that happens quite often and it can be very frustrating. So we fix that up front. We also talk about different ways of organizing in albums, folders, and collections. We talk about ratings and color coding. And then we get into the metadata of headlines, titles and captions, descriptions, keywords and keyword strategies. That's rather a big lesson, and I think you'll find it to be one of the more useful lessons as well. Facial recognition is also really popular and fun to do, and certain programs will let you do it, others won't, but we certainly go over that and show you what to do with that. Same thing with maps and places. We also talk about renaming files and folders. Again, some people choose to do that, some people don't. That's totally up to you. And then we, of course, give you an example of what your organized collection could look like. Then we get into Module 5, and at this point, we're talking about digital maintenance. So more specifically, reducing digital clutter, because that is going to be one of the main sources, I think, for things that you don't need ending up in your photo collection, and one of those things that you need to think about on a regular basis. So we give you tricks and techniques for reducing that overall, so you can spend less time worrying about those things. We also talk about creating a maintenance strategy for that and a backup strategy as well, and we give you templates for that. And then when we get to the end, you are going to feel so great because your photo collection will be organized, and it's time then to celebrate and share your photos. And here in this module, we talk about the best ways for doing that. And exporting photos, we talk a little bit about cloud storage, and also about creating those projects that your family can enjoy. And so that is the sort of overview of the curriculum. I hope that resonates with you and that piques your interest. Remember that we do have a 30-day guarantee, money back, so there is no risk to joining and trying this curriculum and seeing if it'll work for you. And I'm confident that it will, because we've had hundreds of students from many different countries go through it and have great success with it. Of course, in the VIP, we also have some really great bonus material. And the first one is a resource called Time to Organize, where I share some time management tricks and productivity strategies that have worked for me over the years, and that can be very helpful if you constantly find yourself short on time. We also talk about the right cloud in this bonus. That is a webinar that's been fairly popular that I've presented in many places, including RootsTech. And it's really about how to pick the right cloud that you need for your family archive. And so that could be very useful for you as well. We also include a full controlled vocabulary, a keyword vocabulary for family history. So that is basically a keyword list of hundreds and, I don't know, maybe even thousands of words in a structured way that you can actually import into your favorite photo management program and apply directly to your collection. So there's no need to write your own. It actually comes with the course and it's ready to download for you. And finally, also in the VIP edition, you get access to monthly group calls for a whole year with yours truly so that I can motivate you on an ongoing basis and help you through some of those bumps in the road that you are going to come across. So I really hope that that helps and that you consider joining us in this class. If not in the VIP, then at least in the self-study course. The self-study course gets access to the Facebook group that we have that's private and also to our premium resources hub. So you do have some support in the Facebook group, but of course where the real value is with our monthly group coaching calls. There's nothing quite like having somebody tell you what to do because it really works. Accountability is a huge part of getting things done and staying motivated. And so I really hope you consider joining us in the VIP version of the course. I can't wait to see you on the inside. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions for us, please reach out and we will get back to you as soon as we can.